Happy Friday, everybody, and happy International Women's Day. So for all of my women out there, trans women and women alike, I would like to say happy International Women's Day. I hope you are out there making a difference, slaying life, and living your blessed life. Along those lines of International Women's Day, I thought that I would talk about what it is to be a sellout in the industry or to be a sellout in your platform. So let's get right into it. So I see this trend often, and usually it's people who are trying to build their platform, or for people who are trying to grow their popularity, that there's this viral video trend, and people are doing all sorts of crazy things in these viral videos or these video challenges just to gain popularity. And so what is a sellout, you ask? Great question. I took to Urban Dictionary, and the definition is anyone who sacrifices artistic integrity to become more successful or popular. So basically what that's saying is you're giving up the essence of who you are, what you stand for, just to grow your following, or for a couple more likes, or for a couple more subscribers, which I think is horrible. You should be true to who you are, true to what you stand for, and really grow, authentically. And if people are gonna like you, they're gonna like you for who you are. And we see this with brands like Lady Gaga and Nicki Minaj, who, when they first stepped out on stage, they're these over-the-top kind of characters and personas, and now they're like, that wasn't really me, this is who I really am. So they weren't really being true to themselves, but that's who we fell in love with. So that's something you should definitely think about when you're growing your platform. Who is your target audience? What is it that you stand for, that you want to be known for, and stick to that, because it's gonna follow you through your career. So to tie this into the trans community, I wanted to point out shows like Jerry Springer and Maury, and recently Love and Hip Hop. So I'll start with Jerry Springer and Maury. They invite trans people on, and pretty much they're only there to act a fool or for shock value, or we're like the brunt of jokes, like The Hangover. They're using the trans community to portray a stereotype of what people think is trans. Basically a man in a dress, or a man in a wig, or a chick with a dick. And that's really not the essence of what trans is. So recently, I saw this episode of Love and Hip Hop, and I think this is one of the first trans people that they had on there, Sydney Starr. And if any of you know Sydney Starr, she has an amazing platform, super entertaining, gorgeous trans woman of color. And I had previously seen her, she did an episode on The Breakfast Club, talking about her transition and her surgery and all of this. And now, she got on to Love and Hip Hop, and all of a sudden, oh, I'm Sydney Starr, I'm the chick with the dick, and da-da-da-da-da. And it was just, her portrayal of herself and of the trans community was so demeaning and damaging, because a huge network like Love and Hip Hop should not be using their platform to perpetuate stereotypes of trans people. Now, I also have to say, it's not only the platform, Love and Hip Hop, but it's also Sydney. So my words for Sydney would just have to be like, I really hope that you can find, who you really are and get in touch with yourself. And, I support you as a trans woman, especially a trans woman of color, because I know how hard it is. And I really think that you should think twice about how you represent the trans community, because not all trans women are chicks with dicks. That's not how, and I can't speak for the whole of the trans community, but for myself at least, I think we need to portray ourselves in a way that's going to help others get into the hip hop industry and music industry, because they're looking at this, and in the episode you can see no one wants to work with her because she's loud, she's out there, and it's she's rubbing people the wrong way. So I think if you carry yourself a class and you put out there what you want for your career and you really stick true to it, like if she really wants to be an artist, focus on the music. Don't focus on being the chick with the dick, because that's not going to get you anywhere. Yes, it's for shock value, and yes, I'm sure they had a couple more views for that episode, but at the end of the day, that's going to follow you. You know, it's not going to be about your music. It's going to be, you know, about what you did for the shock value. So I saw this trend happening over and over, and I think it really started with T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison had this viral video of her running down the street, and it was just a lot of meat swinging everywhere, and she's just running. And that's kind of the whole thing of, like, she's a beautiful trans woman of color, and she did it for shock value. Or I don't know. I don't know if she did it necessarily for shock value, but it definitely got a lot of attention, went viral, and if, you know, that's something that's going to follow her through her career. She's definitely been a trailblazer for the trans community, girls like myself who are able to have a social media platform and use it to benefit the community or to use it as entertainment purposes. So shout out to T.S. Madison. She's killing it. If you haven't seen her Queen's Court, you should definitely watch it. It's so entertaining. Shout out to you, Madison. Mad props. I also want to give recognition to Janet Mock and Angelica Ross for doing Pose. Now, for those who haven't seen Pose, it's about the ballroom scene, and there's trans issues, there's gay issues. It's overall encompassing of the LGBT community, and especially the minority community, trans people of color. It's so insightful. So I would highly recommend it. Mad props to them for showcasing the LGBT community in such positive and beautiful light. My closing thoughts would have to be for the younger trans generation: if you are into games, be a gamer. If you are into sports, be into sports, music, whatever your passion is, be true to that. Be yourself, be genuine, because that persona is going to follow you through your career. So be true to yourself, have fun with it, and until next time, I love you guys so much. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.